Oh boy. Hello, hello. What is happening? I'm trying to build and run because I'm kind of in a rush. We're doing more testing tonight, and I kind of only have an hour or so, but hope everyone is well. What is going on, man? Rebuild. Cybershock, Aditya, hello. Glad you got your power back. Oh, I think it works now. You had to just do a clean build after I renamed the packages. Okay, cool. Oh, it crashes. Oh, maybe. So they decided to make my life difficult and, you know, not put in the base URL for some reason for Open Weather Map and even the API key. Sorry, I should have muted Steam, I guess. So now I have to just try figure out quickly what the base URL should be. Oh, okay. But wait, then the service class. Okay, cool. Just does that. Oh, I can't remember what it's supposed to be. I'll need to look at my previous thing, my project. No, luckily it's a Kotlin one today, so it seems to be pretty good. Hey Santiago, what's up? Yeah, it's a Kotlin project. I'll be able to show you very shortly. I'm just need to fix the build quickly because they didn't put the API key in the project, which makes sense, but it just makes my life a bit more difficult. Okay, I think that's supposed to be the base URL. Copy. I don't know if I'm hearing things next door or is it at my house. Okay. Yes, okay, cool, it works now, thank goodness. Smoke! Oh, this one's also pretty fancy. The conditions is smoke, apparently, not clouds or anything. That's interesting. Okay. Presentation mode. No tests still, but I mean that's to be expected, I guess. So, one last thing I must just see. Okay. Sorry. Cool. So I was too lazy, I didn't put up the text yet. I'm also kind of in a rush, but this person is applying for a senior position, and according to their CV, work experience, okay. Ooh, the CV is like in a bit of a weird order. Technical team lead, oh boy. Seems like he's been doing software since 2014, maybe. So seems to be quite experienced. Software dev since 2014. And is currently a tech lead apparently. So I don't know why he wants to. Maybe he's like the lead and the dev. I don't know how it works at his place, but whatever. Early morning maintenance. We're up. It's not really maintenance. It's just testing the app, but up until 4 a.m. And then I slept until 10 a.m. So not feeling too bad, but yeah, I could use a proper rest. So sorry, this is the app. What it looks like. It's pretty good. I mean, it's got the standard background as per the specs and the forecast and stuff, which is good. I saw they are using Lottie as well, so that's nice. We have the settings. Why can you edit the location in the settings? What? Temperature units, which is nice. You can change that. Notifications even. Wow. I have not seen notifications before during this assessments. So interestingly, if you click on the weather, you can get extra info on it, which is nice. Not many people implement this kind of thing. It's a nice to have in the specs. You know, showing extra like humidity, pressure, that kind of stuff. So it's cool that it's implemented. And you can even do it for these other days underneath. Nice, that's cool. So let's see if I can change location. What? Oh, I didn't update. It still says Mountain View. I was going to say, if it updated immediately, that would be impressive. Okay, but there we go. So maps picks up. I'm in the UK now. Where is it? This thing is annoying me. It's still... Are they using last location? No. You see, they're doing location updates, which is good. That means, you know, it's kind of polling for your current location every now and then. So it should not still be showing Mountain View. Something is messed up maybe on this emulator. Let me try a different one maybe. It was working fine like weeks back, but suddenly recently it's giving some issues. I'm just switching quick. I don't remember what I had on there last time on the emulator. That share transition or normal slides. We can have a look. Okay, emulator's doing a cold boot apparently. Emulator issues. Okay, let's try that again. This is a different emulator now. Mountain View. The conditions are smoke, which is very interesting. Oh, no. Still not. Oh, that was so much flickering. Ah, I'm so sad. AVD are the worst. Oh, physical device gang. I mean, I normally don't have emulator issues. Normally it's pretty good. There's so much flickering, man. What is happening? But I guess we can check at the code as well to see what's actually going on. But the slide is very interesting as well. Mini. Apparently 9 is the mini temperature. I guess it still works minimum, but you don't really see it abbreviated like that. Okay, anywho. Maybe just now it will refresh and update to the UK. So let's check in the application class. It's using Hilt, awesome. What? Why do you need to do that? But anyway, if you're using coroutines, by the way, this is a good practice to have a scope that's defined for the whole application. So instead of using dispatches dot... instead of using global scope, you would use your application scope. Obviously in this case it's private, so it's not really being used anywhere else, but yeah, this is pretty good. I just know this case that they have here is weird. And this Steam thing is annoying me. Sorry, close it. So they're just launching a coroutine to set up Timber. So I don't know why they needed to do that. Not really sure on that, but and they're storing the instance. Storing the instance, but then it's not used, which I guess because they have Dagger, so that explains it. And then they have lifecycle callbacks. What? Anyone know about this? Setting the orientation if it's O only. O is 26. So if it's O, set it to unspecified, otherwise portrait. Maybe there was some issue where you couldn't make it portrait on O. But so does that mean if I rotate it, it's not gonna... Yeah, there's no rotation. Interesting, you don't normally see that locked too often. I don't know why, maybe they didn't want to deal with configuration changes. Generally not so great. I mean, for a web app, I suppose it's fine, but normally you want to allow people to rotate it and do whatever. Isn't it the same? So yeah, it is essentially, but then they want to give you control over that global scope. If you read the docs on global scope, you can see it's where avoid coroutines launched in global scope. Oh, sorry, that says active. I'm blind. This is a delicate API. It is easy to accidentally create resource or memory leaks when it's used. Not subject to extracted concurrency, blah blah blah. So they have a whole lot of reasoning in here. Yeah, so they have a whole lot of of reasoning in there. Landscape. In the bottom recycle, we would have less touch area. Okay, I suppose so. Still seems strange. I've not seen anyone else lock the orientation. Maybe this is again copied from another app, because you can see, you know, this thing is not used at the bottom. So this might have been reused. Okay, network layer. Huh. Interesting why we need constants for all of the properties. Where does this... Oh no, okay. We'll get there. API response, this is just going to be a... I was expecting a sealed class. But sort of just a wrapper for a response status and the data. Pretty common. And then we have a status, success, loading, or error. Yeah, you can cast it, but I don't think there's a reason to do that here. I mean, there's nothing else being stored in this class that they would need to get. I mean, typically you would just, I guess, use Dagger to provide stuff instead of having them stored in the application class. Okay, we have a repo, which is interesting. Improvement from yesterday. Models, I guess these will all just be... Okay, no, I don't think these are the DTOs. I think these are like domain models. Network. Repo. I want to see the DI. Huh? I don't know why the retrofit service is in the DI package. It should be in the network one probably. But it's fine. Fetch weather with latitude, longitude, with location. Okay, and that's unused as well. Then the forecast standard network helper. Hey, nice. See, this is good to get the application context injected. And then checking. I saw very similar logic, almost exactly the same logic in another project, for trying to see if the if there's internet access. Sorry. I had a monster this morning to keep me awake and knocking the can over. Wrong drag and drop of folder. Yeah, I suppose so. That's not a deal. Not a big deal. Package naming and stuff. Okay, just checking if it's connected, and then the module here. Providing base URL. I mean, it's interesting. How they did this is it's in a build config field, as you can see. So they've specified the URL in the build script, which is interesting. It's good if you have different URLs for like dev and prod or something. But in this case, I don't know, because it's always going to be the same URL for the backend. Oh, it has the new ones though, the new API. I guess if it's supported on the device. Fair enough. Okay, sorry, just closing extra files, and then back in the Dagger module. Jeez, what is connection spec? Is that part of okay, yeah, HTTP? Interesting. I've never configured this manually myself. Using TLS, I mean, fair enough, but I suppose, wouldn't it do this by default? In these cipher suites, I mean, my eyes, jeez. I know nothing about all of this stuff. This is part of OK HTTP. Seems fine. Then providing the client, so if it's debug, we add some logging, which is useful. You see the requests coming in and out, timeouts, Oh, retry on connection failure. I don't think I've seen this before. I didn't know that existed. Configure the client to retry or not when a connectivity problem is encountered. Okay, good to know. Oh, it seems like it's enabled by default. Okay, so setting it to true doesn't really do anything here. And then the connection spec and interceptors and the rest. The prod one is pretty much same, but with no logging. Matrix. Sorry, Santiago. An interceptor for what? For the URL. I didn't see your message in time. Sorry. And then providing the retrofit instance. Same. Scalers. Oh shit. So they're not using JSON to deserialize or Moshi or anything. No man. What is the... Oh, bruh. I didn't see this earlier, but they, you know, instead of returning an object here, like an object representing the weather, it's just a string. So you receiving the JSON string, like the string by itself without any parsing. That's what the scalars converter is doing. It's just returning you straight back the body without doing anything. And then you have to manually, you know, parse it and get the data from it. Coroutine call adapter. Oh wait, sorry, back here. I don't know why you need a coroutine adapter. Yeah, because you're supposed to use a deferred or something as the return type. But they just use a response string, so you don't really need this, I think. Oh, interceptor for connectivity. I'm not sure. I've not really done those implementation myself. I did see it in another project where they used an interceptor. Maybe it does make more sense. Because otherwise you have to have this check everywhere, right? I saw they had it in the view model. But this app is very simple. Now every time, every screen where you want to do this, you have to have that check. So an interceptor might be a lot simpler. And then we have a network utils with some constants, I suppose. Okay, JSON module, but okay. Network data. Unused stuff for shared preferences. Oh, there we go. Okay, this makes sense. This is a hack. Does make sense because they had that little setting screen where you can choose the units. What was the other settings? And notifications and your location. So obviously they're using this to store it, but again, this looks like it's been repurposed from a different app. Yeah, Kotlin on OKHTTP5. I saw that. Very nice, very nice. Probably gets parsed as a hash map. Yeah, we'll see that parsing now. Base URL. Where was that? Do you just mean on the build constants? Yeah, it's interesting. You get to see how other people do stuff. Okay, we won't get to the adapter yet. The repo. So repo is pretty standard. I mean, just delegates to service again. No caching on database. Interesting that they didn't use... Wait, it doesn't even use your preference? Oh, it does. Huh. I'm very confused because for the units it's pointing to a constant metric. So how is it working if I change it? I don't know what I'm missing. Is it... What? I don't know what's going on. On the DI. Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have provided, you know, added this binding for the URL, because you only use it here. So you could just put buildconfig.url over there. But in general, I'm not too concerned about the smaller things. It's more about, do they know what an architecture is? Or maybe they're manually converting between metric and imperial. Okay, utilities, event. Okay, admittedly I've used something like this as well. when you want to have a live data in your view model, but you only need to like observe the value once. For example, if you want to show a snack bar, right? If you would use just a normal live data of string or something to show a snack bar, then every time it's recreated, the snack bar will pop up because the live data has been given a value. But if you use this event thing, you can see it's got handled checks and things. So once it's been observed, then this thing becomes false, and then previous ones won't be used anymore. I don't know how great this is. It feels a bit dirty, but it works. But maybe like shared flow or something can fix this up. Single live data, exactly. It's similar. It's basically single live data, I suppose. Okay, we'll look at UI last. I'm keen to see this parsing stuff. Location change. Again, with Kotlin, you don't really need stuff like this. You just use a lambda. Ooh. And pro tip, you can make a fun interface. Functional interface, fun interface, if it has one method. And then where you use it in Kotlin, you can actually just make it a lambda. Like so, instead of having to say object and then override the method, it just becomes a lambda, which is a lot nicer to look at. Ideally, you would just make it... wait, how does it... Yeah, here. So ideally, you would just make it a lambda. Right, like something like that. And then the parameter would be a location object or whatever. That's probably first prize for me. You don't need all these interfaces all over the place. But if you have a lot of Java in the project as well, then it can be a bit neater to have this when you call it from Java side. So trade-offs, I suppose. Okay, let me just undo stuff before I break things even more. Forecast. Utils all over the place, guys. Oh my word. Mamma mia. Yeah, so they're manually doing the parsing. Well, not super manually, but what is this library from? Is this JSON? No, JSON. So instead of just having retrofit do the parsing, they're sort of doing it themselves with the help of this library. And you can see extracting all of the fields that they care about, which is interesting. No ways. You can't tell me that there's any upside to doing this. This seems so error prone as well. Yeah, converting SAMs or single abstract methods. You can use fun interface. I don't know why anyone would do this over retrofit's automatic parsing. Because if you want to ignore some fields, you just don't add them to your data class, and then retrofit ignores them as well. So I don't know why this man likes to suffer. It seems like it does. At least it's Kotlin, I suppose. But there's a lot, yeah. There's a lot. So location util. Huh. Wait, what is this formatting? I'm so confused. How is this? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, there is space there. I'm sorry, I was really blind for a moment. I thought this was outside of a class. Sorry. So briefly skimming over this, location util seems to be a singleton. So you could just, again, make this a dagger singleton, and then you don't have to manage it yourself. But it seems like they're just storing a lot of state, current coordinates, location, if there's network, more unused stuff. Okay, so here we have... Is there anything not really extreme use cases? I mean, maybe, but... I don't think I've had problems with JSON and Kotlin yet. Anywho, double bang, nice. Just pray that this thing has been set. Checking permissions as well. To-dos. Location manager. Okay, there we go. We request updates. GPS. Yeah, okay, so it looks like they do use just the first update. Then set the listener to null, but they don't... This is so bad. Why don't you just use the safe operator? Oh. So clearing the listener that you've set from somewhere else, right, with this setter, but you're still receiving updates here. It's still going to ping you with location updates that you just end up ignoring. Oh no, I guess you're storing it here. But this listener will only receive the first update and then it will be forgotten about. I mean, I guess that's probably the intended behavior anyway. Ah, oh, so many double bangs, man. This seems like also a Java thing converted to Kotlin, potentially. Oh my soul. Ugh. Get a friendly date string. There is so much happening here. How much is actually unused? Okay, just those two are based. I mean, we all know working with dates is never fun, so it's probably expected that it's going to be a bit ugly, but I don't know. This is definitely taken from somewhere else. Normalized UCT date for today. UTC? UCT? Which one did I say? UTC. Yeah, okay, so they are converting based on your on the settings if you choose Celsius or Fahrenheit. I mean, surely you would just tell the server to send you back different data, but I guess it makes it hard if it's already cached and stuff. Have to fetch new data every time. Like, this seems very in-depth as well. If they read through the docs for all of this, that's very impressive. Or if it was borrowed from another weather app that uses OpenWeatherMap. Because our specs don't say you need to give every single possible condition. Ragged shower. Smoke. Dust. Volcanic ash. Oh no. Check your weather app and it says the forecast is volcanic ash for tomorrow. Violent storm. Oh my word. A lot of Java devs use double bank to have assurance. Yeah, I can see where they're coming from. Where you want to know something has gone wrong, so throw an exception. I can definitely see that. Issue is, it's, you know, if it's crashing in production because of that, then it's broken. So generally for apps that, you know, go to users that you can't just deploy quickly, I feel like it's a bit better to be safer. But I mean, throwing exceptions in the right case is also useful. Karunesh, what's up? If I reverse engineer a popular application. I mean, I'm actually busy with with writing my own version of this weather app according to our specs, but that's kind of a bit slow. Or by reverse engineer, do you mean decompile an existing app and have a look at it? I'm not quite sure which one you meant. Okay, so we have a lot of utilities there, and again, all of this manual parsing, please don't do this. Don't hurt yourself like this. You can get Retrofit to parse this stuff for you. Don't do that. Okay, so I think we've gone through everything except the UI. Utilities, repo, network, models, DI, data, was shared preferences, adapter. Wow, okay. At least this is a slim activity. And using nav component even. Huh, I didn't realize that. Nice, using that function as well. Okay, I was honestly expecting like a 500 line activity, but thankfully not. Forecast main fragment. Yeah, this one is a bit more in depth, but that's to be expected. So this fragment is pretty much, I guess, what you see here. Everything on the screen. Let me just see if I can... Oops. Sorry about that. If I can sort of put them side to side a bit, might be easier to follow. Yeah, if partial rollouts, even, I mean, you know, people probably don't update their apps a lot. Some people probably just don't care, so they'll be running an old version. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen dependency injection on a recycler view adapter. It's interesting. I mean, they're not actually taking in any parameters, so it's literally just saying new adapter. On create view. And this is actually here the bindings, a pattern that I've seen in the official docs. Because you're supposed to clear the binding when the view is destroyed. I'm sure it's somewhere down here. Or not, they just didn't follow it. Okay. Normally you'd have on destroy view and then you set the binding to null. Because fragments can outlive the views. So if the binding object is survived longer than the view, you could try updating the view, which doesn't exist anymore. Working with fragments is always fun. Anywho, is this data binding or no? It's just view binding. That's good. No more find view by IDs. So inflating. Ooh. Yeah, you shouldn't really be storing the view manually as a field. Yeah, then that's not really used anywhere. Because the fragment normally holds onto its view already, so then you can interact with it in on view created here. You get the view given to you. So on view created, request permissions. Okay, just checking if they're all granted. If they are not all granted... Oh, they are actually using this. Nice. Even though we saw the old stuff somewhere else in a different file. So they're using the activity result contracts, which is awesome. request multiple permissions even. Excellent. Oh, wait. Okay, this seems wrong because... So you get back a map. Because you're requesting multiple permissions, so you get back a map of the permission and if it was granted or not. I guess so you can check if you need to do whatever. But here it's... They're iterating through the map and then they're calling this to get the weather. So you're going to be calling this 3 times because you're requesting 3 permissions. So that seems like maybe a mistake. So what is this doing? This is doing a lot of stuff. Location updates and things. More double bangs. So when we get a location update, you know, fetching from the view model. Ha! Mamma mia. Okay, let's not do that yet. But so essentially, I think what is happening is it's calling this like 3 times. Let me see quickly. What? Hello? Do I need to load up the map again? Did I change something? I don't remember. I don't think so. Yeah, true, it also does it if it's false. No man. Hello? What did I change? I don't think I changed anything, right? It's not even loading the fragment to request permissions now. I mean, I didn't change anything in here. I didn't even open the nav graph. Double bang, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe the API is down or something. Come on, where was I? Which util was it in again? The location one, I think. Sorry, lots of scrolling. Yeah, this thing I changed originally to question mark, but now I've added it back already. What? Ada Soranida. Ada Soranida. That's a long name you got there. Hello. I mean, it was working earlier. I don't know what I changed, if anything. I mean, man, open up this file. I just added that print statement. I commented out that view field. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. Sorry. I am really stupid. Okay, that's why I was confused here. So they... my word. So I was expecting it to go red if this field wasn't used. But now it's still fine here because it's saying get view from the superclass. Which is null because, you know, the view hasn't been created. Okay, that was stupid of me. You saw nothing here? No one saw anything? Okay, we cool. We back. What did I want to check? Oh, the print line. Here, like, fetch data. I wanted to see if this happens 3 times. What's happening no times, apparently. Okay, anyway, I don't really have time to fiddle too much. I just wanted to say... Oh, the permissions callback. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. Yeah, so as Cybershark pointed out, they're using the activity result contracts, which is cool, but in the callback, when you get the results, if the permissions were granted, they are just ignored, pretty much. I mean, I don't see any more permission checks there, so that could be bad. I wanted to go to settings. Generally, you want to check. Oh. Interesting. Okay, well at least it doesn't crash and stuff. I guess they did have those permission checks elsewhere, again, to see if it was granted, so that's probably what's happening here. But still not ideal because a lot of stuff is still happening when it's not granted. I keep losing myself here. Yeah, plus it's calling this for like 3 times for each permission that was requested. You can see how many toasts are popping up here still. Because it's happening multiple times. Okay. And let me just check the offline mode. Yeah, didn't expect much more. At least they have a nice screen and it doesn't just crash. The offline mode is like an optional extra that we have for them if they have extra time to go and add it or something, but yeah, there was no databases or anything here. Forgot the Sopel, what are you saying, bro? Yeah, there was that all permissions code, so that's explains why it still works. Setting up the view, recycler view stuff. I'm just gonna skip over because, again, running low on time. Set up observers. I mean, that's to be expected, I suppose, just updating the view when you get some data. We saw this lovely thing already. Yo, I don't know, man. util always scares me. And then more updating of the view here. Setting backgrounds based on the current weather. And then nice, using the nav controller to go to this thing. But wait, how is it such a weird animation though? The nav graph, can you specify animations there? Ah, there you go. Okay, there's your answer. Oh, system out print line. I've never seen it abbreviated like that. That's my bad. I use S out. Yeah, pass labels to pass the stuff in. And then here they specified the custom animations. So for these sliding things. It's a bit weird. It looks like it's cut in half. Like the one half is on top of the other or something. I can't quite put my finger on it. But oh, I think this is transparent here, this white part maybe. And then you see the other one sliding away underneath. But yeah, pretty nice that you can specify your animations for the nav controller like this, and then you don't have to manually use it every time you want to navigate. And you said you saw a notified dataset change. Ah, there we go. Set forecast list items. Yeah, so they're not using the list adapter class, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think everything else here is pretty much seen. The hard-coded strings even. So, just reminder on this person's CV. They're applying for a senior position. What? Fails to load. Okay, now I just can't open the CV. Thank you, Outlook. But they're applying for a senior position, so this is a bit dodge. I mean, string resources is one of the basic things on Android that you're supposed to get right. You're not supposed to have hard-coded strings. But, I mean, this is a lot better than yesterday because there's view models. And this one I regret seeing earlier. I mean, again, coroutines is good. And here they check if it's connected, fetch the data. If it's successful, do the JSON stuff. You see, this also should really be in the repo layer. If you really want to do your own parsing, it should be in the repo layer, I think. because that's what's responsible for getting data. If it has a message, what? Oh, like a status code, I think. So if it's okay, this is now checking inside the response body for a code, and then pausing it and setting it. Else, if it was a 404, then show errors and stuff. If it was unsuccessful, showing an error. If the network is switched off, show an appropriate error. That's cool. And then very similar stuff for the forecast here, to be expected. Lots of closing brackets. Forecast details. Interesting comments. Sorry, that should be a if check. I think I didn't see that in time. Which file were you referring to? The view model? Oh, you mean instead of the when? Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, that is what you meant. Yeah, I would definitely have moved a lot of stuff away from this, like checking, you know, is there an error, then making an error response should definitely not be view model stuff. Okay, and so this fragment is now for the screen over here, the details. Similar stuff. We're just getting in the... Oh, wait. Wait, but using nav controller, why aren't they using the args? Nav args. Oh, they don't use that plugin. Was it this one here? Okay, I realize now they're manually creating a bundle. Otherwise, if you use the nav args plugin, I think it'll generate classes, right? Where's the graph? Yeah, in the graph you would add arguments for a destination. Like the details fragment, it needs the location or whatever as an argument, and then it will generate a class for you that you can use to navigate here. And then you don't have to manually create bundles and stuff. But I mean, here this is simple enough. It's just in one place they need to pass an argument, so maybe it's not really worth using a whole plugin for that. So I mean, I don't mind this too much, but if you do start passing a lot of arguments around, you definitely get that safety with the nav args. Okay, creating bindings. What? And now here they return binding .root instead of this weird view thing. That's not even used. It doesn't highlight it for some reason. On view created. So I guess just populating all of the things. Oh, that's all there is. I mean, I guess the screen is pretty static. I'm sure I saw a view model, didn't I? Oh, it's not used. There you go. But yeah, I mean, for a screen like this, it's kind of debatable if you need a view model or not. I guess it depends on how the data is coming to the screen. If it's already all formatted nicely, then you can just display it But if you are getting like data from the repo layer that's not formatted, oh here I see they are doing formatting. So then I would probably do formatting in the view model layer, and then you expose live data or something that is the formatted properties. I mean, otherwise you don't really need a view model for anything else on the screen. Yeah, having it moved to a safe state handle. Also true. I've not used much of safe state handle myself, but it does seem pretty useful. But wait, is it applicable here? Because save state is for, you know, if the fragment is recreated, then you can store stuff in the save state handle. I don't know if it's really applicable to passing in arguments. But then again, I've not really used it. Okay, almost done. Settings fragment. Pretty much a standard thing, I would assume. Now, for that, we are looking at this thing. We just have your XML file to set up the preferences and inflating it. Empty if statements, that's always nice. What? Why do you need to set the summary? Oh, setting the display, so like enabled or disabled. That's pretty neat. But you can kind of see if it's ticked already or not. So I would maybe put an actual description there instead, but... Oh, landscape is locked there, don't want to deal with that stuff. Okay, the last thing is the adapter, I think. As you can see, there were no other tests. The Arga presets into save state. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, that would definitely be useful as well. A lot easier. So the adapter is an open class, which is interesting. And it's also injected into the fragment, which I've not seen before. Again, you don't need to store a context in an adapter because you can get it from the view holder's view. Oh, now you know how to make a lambda, is it? On click listener. Oh, you don't take it a context, please. I'm struggling. Like here, you have context holder dot item view dot context. There you go. View to animate dot context. You know, the background is different as well. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you definitely need to have small bundles only because there's also a limit on the size of a bundle. I think it's 1 meg, which is a lot. But at work we ran into problems where we put too much stuff in the bundle, like these massive objects that come back from the service. We were passing around between the screens and you get crashes because there's too much in the bundle. I think it's like a transaction too large exception or something. So definitely in bundles you only need to put small amounts of data. Typically if you're moving from another screen, you would put just the key or the ID of the data, and then you would fetch it from the repo in the next screen instead of passing the whole object along. But something to be careful about. Okay, adapter, sorry, view holder. Could have used view binding here as well. Otherwise, standard, double bang. Some formatting. So I mean, this is just for this list at the bottom. Seems fine. Item count. Here is the key method to apply the animation. Set animation. I want to see what animation happens. Oh, wow. It slides them in from underneath. So then each time you scroll to a new item, it chucks it in from from below. That's quite cool. Animation utils. Oh, okay, that's part of the standard class. Load animation. Slide in bottom. That seems deceptively easy to have an animation in a recycler view. I wonder if it would start breaking if you have like a list of 100 items and you scroll up and down a lot. Would different views start animating? Because the whole point of recycler view is to recycle views. So if the view at the top of the list, for example, is busy animating in... Oh, what did I click on? Say the first item is busy animating still, and you scroll down, that view is going to be reused for a different element in the list. So then suddenly something else might start scrolling unexpectedly further down in the list. Or maybe it would just end up like restarting the animation as a best case. I don't know, but definitely this could end badly. Man, working with recycler views is never fun. Because so much stuff can go wrong. Yeah, I'd rather have the ID only. Quark ADX has fancy functions for most things. You don't need context at all. Do you know, do you have a link for me on that? I would be interested to see. The hard way not to believe on the position or adapter position. Yeah. I think they deprecated some of those, right? Holder.position. I think they're using an old version of recycler view because I'm pretty sure... what version is this? How do I see? Hello? Recycler view 1.1. I think recycler view 1.2 is available already. And I think they've deprecated this adapter position and there's a new one that you're supposed to use or something. But yes, recycler view, have to be very careful when working with the views, especially and positions, because the views will get reused a lot. But anywho, I think it's pretty well done in general. I would like to see less unused code, less borrowing of code, moving some stuff to the repo layer, to the view model a bit. Other than that, I don't think it's too bad. Oh, and the JSON parsing, of course. Should definitely just use default retrofit stuff for that. And the double bangs everywhere. And write some tests, man. Come on. I didn't even notice this is called main repository. I'm just trying to remember anything else, but I mean, it was a lot better than the last two of yesterday. Oh, shit. Oh boy, okay. Ugh. I'm just gonna open my app because I don't. Holder dot. Oh, come on, what? It's not synchronized. Oh my gosh. Come on. Curious if I get UK. Wait, where is this now? Oh, Waterloo. Okay, this is the UK. So, still only getting Mountain View coming through. Yeah, you see. Adaptive position is deprecated. So you're supposed to use... Whoa. I think it's binding adaptive position. Whoa, where did we scroll to? Returns the adaptive position of the item represented by this view holder. There are so many like asterisks to put on all of these methods. This might be different than that. Binding adaptive position, there's also absolute adaptive position. I think this is for if you have merged adapters. If the adapter bound by this view holder is inside another one, a concat adapter, this might be different. Oh my word. I think... Oh, I'm still using the old one in a few places. Whoops. But I think the new one is... what is it? Binding adapter position. Yeah. Software life, I guess, and everything just gets deprecated the whole time. Arun, what's up? Yeah, concat adapter for joining too. I've not used it myself yet. I haven't really had the need. Nice to know it's there. Oh, they don't even have a recycler view thing. Wait, what? Where am I? Sorry, I'm getting lost. You wanted to check the docs. So if we go to the deprecated one, oh my word, what is a scroll? No, man. Okay. This method is confusing when adapters nest other adapters. If you are calling this in the context of an adapter, you probably want to call get binding adapter position. Or if you want the position as the recycler view sees it, you should use absolute position. So, I don't know if that helps. I would think binding adapter position is the one to go with. Oh, anywho, I need to head out. I need to get some food quickly before I cry. I have to work again soon. We're doing some more late night testing. We testing in our prod staging environment, so it shouldn't affect production, but in case it does, we want to test, you know, in the off-peak times. So last night we were testing from 10:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's not fun. And now we're testing again 8 p.m. to midnight, I think. Oh, shit. Anywho, order in, probably. I'll probably go, yeah, I'll probably order some KFC or something. I don't know, I don't think there's any more left. I think this might be the last one. Because we're going to production tomorrow or Thursday, so time's running out. So hopefully it's the last run. Monka, stop. But anyway, cool. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Appreciate it as always, Cybershock. At this point, you seem like a bot because you're just here all the time. But that's a good thing. That probably sounded bad. But no, thank you for your continued support as always. We had Aditya earlier on, Santiago. Who else? Karanesh. Ada Soraninda. Sorry, my pronunciation on that, but thanks. And then Arun as well. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the Tuesday. Hope it goes well, and we'll see you in the next one. Bean champ. Cool. Cheers everyone, thanks for stopping by, see you next time.